What's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a top 10 list of my favorite Funko Pops that were announced in the month of May 2024, or as I like to call it, International DK Wrestler Month, since my birthday was only a few days ago. So let's get right to it. Beginning off with my number 10 pick, and that is the Specialty Series exclusive Block Chase of Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. And the detail of this pop is really awesome, and I like the molding of the fact that he's flying using his tail. And of course, there was the original Tails pop that was released as a TargetCon 2021 exclusive, but now you can get a newer version with the tail spinning either in the common form, or of course, if you do want that flock specification, it is in the chase. And the reason it's kind of on the bottom of the list is because of the fact that we already did have a Tails pop, although this is significantly better. Coming in at number 9 on my list, it is Mr. America from the WWE lineup. Now, of course, me being DK Wrestler, you know that at some point, if a WWE pop is getting announced, it's going somewhere on this list. And I do really like the detail of Mr. America, obviously with the American mask, and then the way that his attire is with the posing that's involved. It's still really cool that Mr. America did get made, because even though there have been a ton of Hulk Hogan pops, that I didn't think that Funko were ever going to do a Mr. America pop. But this pop, plus a lot of the pops involved in this WWE wave, like Seth Rollins, Lex Luger, Dominic Mysterio, just hasn't really been that great of a wave to where I could put it really high up on this list. Coming in at number 8 on my list is the Kaiju Proto from the Funko May and Cosplay Funko NFT set. Now, this was a very fun set to rip open packs, and this Kaiju Proto is so awesome as terms to the detail, of course, kind of mimicking Godzilla, where he is holding 2 different buildings in his hands, and I think that's really awesome, and especially kind of like the texture they use so that his skin is very scaly, as if he were Godzilla, and then the tongue sticking out where he's supposed to be looking cute but scary at the same time. So I do really enjoy this, and of course, is my favorite pop as terms to this Funko May and cosplay set. So of course, that may be a spoiler as terms to the rest of the list, because if that's my favorite, then I don't think the rest would obviously make my list. Coming in at number 7 on my list is the John Bon Jovi as a part of the Rock's lineup. It has been a long time coming for Bon Jovi to finally be immortalized into Funko Pop form, and I like the way that they pulled this off. Obviously, this would have been Bon Jovi from like the 80s with the way that the hair is. It's what most people think of when they think of Bon Jovi rather than what he looks like now realistically. So that's really cool that they made a Bon Jovi pop, and who knows, I may know of someone who actually would probably want this. Coming in at number 6 on my list is the Garfield with lasagna in the comics lineup. Now, of course, there have been many Garfield pops made in the past, even with the new set with the mug and Pookie, but finally it took Funko so long to actually make Garfield with the plate of lasagna. I feel like now, out of all the Garfield pops, if you're gonna choose one, whether it is like the OG ones or the newer ones that are coming out, that you're gonna want to get Garfield with lasagna, because that's what he's most iconic for. And I do love the detail involved with this, especially seeing the stretch of that cheese from the lasagna, and then the facial expression as if he's enjoying the lasagna that he's eating. But this pop is great and definitely deserves to be a part of this list, but doesn't crack the top half of this list because I have more of a personal reaction as terms to the next 5 pops involved in this list. Coming in at number 5 on this list, it is the Black Knight for the Scooby-Doo Series 2 Funko NFT set. Black Knight, of course, is a character that people have been wanting Funko to make for such a long time, and now it's immortalized here in the NFT form, and specifically as the Grail, being limited to 999 pieces. And I also love the added attention to detail of adding that metallic specification to this pop, considering that, of course, Black Knight, he's wearing an armored outfit, so the armor should be shiny. And making this a 999 piece Grail pop definitely makes it more sought after, and probably once it gets into the hands of collectors on the secondary market, probably just as expensive, maybe even more than the Harvey Dent from the Dark Knight trilogy. Coming in at number 4 on this list is the glow-in-the-dark Phantom Virus from also Scooby-Doo Series 2. Now, the reason that I actually like the Phantom Virus more than Black Knight, even though I feel like obviously more people like Black Knight rather than Phantom Virus, is because I was wasn't expecting that they would actually make this into not only a pop, but an NFT pop. And so already the detail of this pop, including the base that is involved, is really awesome. And of course, with a character like Phantom Virus, you gotta add the glow-in-the-dark specification. I feel like if this pop did not have the glow-in-the-dark specification, I think it still would have made this list, but it would have been so much lower on this list, somewhere near the bottom of the list. But adding that glow-in-the-dark specification is really awesome. And the reason this didn't make the top 3 portion of this list is because out of the pops that are in the top 3, I feel like those would be the most likely that I would actually buy. Coming in at number 3 on my list is the Hot Topic exclusive Scary Shrek from, of course, the new Shrek lineup. It is very awesome to see Shrek return into the Funko Pop lineup for the first time since I practically started collecting Funko Pops back in like 2015. So this pop is really awesome with the detail of the scary face and of course the hands positioned where they are. I think that this Shrek pop is definitely better than both the OG Shrek from that OG lineup and the newer Shrek as a part of the common wave of this new set with the balloon in his hand. And one thing that I do like about these new Shrek pops are the fact that they do have quotes on the top flap of the box, which I believe the quote for this one is, "This is the part when you run away." And I think that's a perfect quote, of course, when you're talking about a specific moment like Shrek being scary. So that's really awesome, and this definitely is one of the highlights as terms to this new wave of Shrek pops. Coming in at number 2 on this list is the Doodle Bob as a part of the new SpongeBob 25th anniversary set. Now, this is something that I've been wanting Funko to do for years. After every wave of SpongeBob pops, I'm like, where's a Doodle Bob pop? It almost got to the point where I thought maybe if they do a 25th anniversary SpongeBob NFT set, that's probably where it would have been made, but I'm glad that they actually ended up making it as a common, considering that of course the majority of SpongeBob fans do remember this specific moment, whether you are a hardcore fan or a casual viewer of the show. And the way they executed in pop form, I think they did a great job. The pencil looks nice, and then the facial expression, of course, you gotta have a mouth when it comes to the character of Doodle Bob, and I guess SpongeBob overall, since I believe all the SpongeBob pops do have a mouth on it, so it would have been weird to not add a mouth. So I definitely do see when these pops eventually hit the shelves of, let's say, a Hot Topic or my local GameStop, that if I see this set, that most likely Doodle Bob's not going to be there because it's probably going to be the most popular one of that set. And before we move on to my number 1 pick, of course, I gotta mention some honorable mentions, more specifically 3 of them as terms to sets, which the first honorable mention I might as well talk about is the SpongeBob 25th anniversary set. Now, there are a ton of really awesome pops like the SpongeBob with pizza, the Patrick, the Caveman or SpongeGar Funko Pop, and even the cool exclusives like the SpongeBob with studs that's exclusive to the Funko Shop and the Mocking SpongeBob that's exclusive to Hot Topic. All really awesome looking pops, and this makes me really excited for more SpongeBob pops throughout the year, especially most likely we probably will be getting one as terms to both San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. The second honorable mention on my list is the rest of the set of the Scooby-Doo Funko Series 2 set. I think so far in 2024, this may be the best set of pops that we have gotten. The Headless Spectre is a really awesome pop to the fact to where they made the body so massive that it makes up for the fact that it doesn't have a head. The Puppet Master is really cool because he kind of got like a Poppin' Buddy going on, and then especially the Proto as Scooby-Doo, which I almost wanted to add onto this list, but at the same time, I didn't want to bombard this entire list with just Scooby-Doo Funko NFT redeemables. And then the last honorable mention I wanted to talk about is basically the entire set of the new wave of Shrek pops. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have the new Shrek with the snake balloon, and then we have the first ever Fiona with like, I believe it's the frog balloon, which is really awesome. Donkey, and he's flying. And then we have the Puss in Boots regular plus the Amazon exclusive sepia version where it's like the flashback. So I think so far, once again, like I mentioned with SpongeBob SquarePants, that I'm really excited to see what's next for the Shrek lineup, because I feel like this isn't going to be the last of what we see of Shrek for the year of 2024. And you're probably wondering, why didn't I bring up about Gingy? Well, coming in at number 1 on this list is Gingy from the new wave of Shrek pops. Now, I was hoping that at some point they they would make a Gingy, and I think how they pulled this off is really awesome, especially because, of course, he is missing a leg because of that first movie, thanks to Lord Farquaad, and I love the idea of how he has the candy cane to hold himself up, so that way you can have the missing leg, but him standing up at the same time without Funko really having to make a stand realistically. And I kind of wish that they would have made this years ago, way before we got Marvel gingerbread pops, DC gingerbread pops, Star Wars snowmen. Why wasn't Gingy made way back in the day with like that first wave, but we got it now. And so this had to be my favorite Funko Pop that was announced this month in May of 2024. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below on your favorite pops that were announced this past month. And I hope to see you guys in the next video on the channel. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.